Good morning. Nice to be here.
All right. So we'll go straight in. I'm sure, I mean, a lot has happened since Friday. Since the first instance, and then Friday's interview here on Arise News blew things to a new level. But I want you to speak to some of the reactions that have come forth, especially from fellow female senators like yourselves. Some have said that they haven't personally experienced sexual harassment in Senate, as well as other women in Senate. I'd like to get your experience. Is it something that's rampant in the Senate? Also, this issue around maligning or disregarding the voices of female senators, is it a thing in the National Assembly?
Well, you know, if you want to talk about gender in politics, talking to Itagiwa will be talking to the wrong person. Do you understand? Because just like I don't support affirmative action, you understand? Although in appointment, excuse me, yeah, I have a battle. I had to fly in for this interview.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I think affirmative action is undemocratic. But I just, for time, you know, that we may not have, I believe that once a female is strong enough to contest election, because in all my 32 years of active politics, from House of Rep to Senate, and all 4 elections I won, I never presented myself as a woman. I never presented myself as a man because, God forbid, I don't want to be a man. There's anything like reincarnation, I want to come back a woman. I presented myself as a person. And that's the upbringing I had from my mother, who was a very active journalist. She was a good mother and wife.
And writer.
Yes, and active, in and out of jail. Yeah. So that's the upbringing I have. So once you go to that arena, you present yourself as a person. I watched that interview, and I felt very bad as a woman and as a female politician, which I am till today. I'm a great fan of Senator Akpabio, and again, I don't even know when this started calling senators by first name.
Yeah.
That is totally out of order. It's like you're talking about one girl in somewhere.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You understand? No senator should be addressed by first name, Senator Akpabio. Now, when that lady...
It's not only
no, she should be Senator Akpabio then.
Yes,
you understand?
It is not only rude, Senator, it is also bad English. To call people Professor Anthony. It is title and surname
even
at all times.
Yes, according to it, it's even out of order, in my opinion. Yes. Now, when that lady won election, I don't know her. But, you know, for her courage and, you know, the struggle she fought on until she won the election, I actually looked for her number and called her. And I said to her that I think I see another Itagiwa in you. You struggle, you won the election. Go there, be strong, and represent your people very well. I didn't know her, but she was happy that I called her. Now, when the nightclub thing happened, again, I was out of Lagos. I was even calling Ozzy. I said, please tell him or tell Mr. Batty, I'd like to come and talk about it, but unfortunately I couldn't make it because I also felt it was out of order for somebody who is presiding to have the word nightclub cross his mind. You understand, when you're handling the issues of a country as number 3 man. So if at all he said that, I felt it was totally out of order and needed to apologize to women and to that lady, which eventually Senate President did, you know. But, you know, on this matter, I am not with Akpabio. You understand? Number one, it is the worst sign of weakness on a woman's part. You understand? For you to come out and accuse a man or accuse a man of making passes at you at that level. There are 109 senators. It is not easy to win election to the Senate. Now, the Senate president is first amongst equals. We have arrived there as somebody. I had 7 local governments with me, so I went there with strength. And my God, you know, I won this election. So I saw everybody there as equals, and then we sit down and decide who is going to lead, because in every group there has to be a leader, which is what the Senate president is. But that again, there's something that I'm hearing that each time I hear that, my heart misses a beat. That a senator will get up and address Mr. Senate President as sir. Yeah. That's another undemocratic language, which should not be in the Senate chambers. It is Mr. Senate President. Even if you have to call that Mr. Senate President 10 times, you do that, you address Mr. Senate President. Because Mr. Senate President embodies the entire Senate chambers. That's number one, that's out of order. Now, in terms of presentation of bills or, presentation of any material, you understand? Mandatorily, there are leaders. Mandatorily, there's a chairman of Rules and Business Committee, who again is carefully chosen. You understand? It's somebody who is very, very knowledgeable. You understand? Very, very highly respected. Somebody that will not negotiate anything. Because everybody wants his or her matter to enter. And then mandatorily, beginning of every week, the Senate President must call a meeting of principal officers to look through the business of the day from the following day. Principal officers will now agree that this is presentation. So there's no way anything can be sneaked in. Okay. Now, for a senator, if you want a matter, but also when you go back to the Senate, and when the order is announced and the business of the day is announced, you have a right to bring up a matter of national urgent importance, which the Senate President is obliged to allow you. Okay. You understand, whether he likes it or not. So if you want your matter put in the other paper, you go and lobby the principal officer. That if it is that urgent, or if in our own time you didn't have to order.
I have to come in here because we need to set a lot of context. I get what you're saying, as regards how the Senate runs, but the difference is the fact that she was standing on privileges with that order 10 because of what she wanted to say, and she has also made very strong allegations that is because of the sexual advances made, and she has not succumbed. That's why she's being treated that way in the Senate. So are you saying, you said something just now that I was taken aback by. You said it is, you feel disappointed that Natasha came out to air appointment. So is it that when a woman is sexually harassed, as she claims, she should keep quiet? Misogyny should continue?
No, I don't.
That women should not speak up? Nobody should talk? Because she has won election, she's in the Senate now?
You have passed that. But by the time you contest election and get to Senate, you understand? Yeah. You have passed that, you have passed that stage of your life of being sexually harassed.
Really?
So yes, by the time if you go there and start, you have passed that. If you go there, so you are all equal in that Senate.
So, really? So if somebody
you are all equal, it's out of order. And again, it shows weakness. You don't allow it.
So is it a show of weakness for a woman to speak out?
It cannot happen in the Senate.
Really?
I'm not saying that the lady is lying. I'm not done. But again, my dear, when you get to Senate, you are there as a person. You are not there as a man or woman. You are there as a person. It doesn't matter what you are carrying between
but she's
whatever.
Complaining
you
that there's no equality.
You are there. And then, mind you,
she's complaining about.
I don't think at this stage of, I respect that girl. I like her. She's very intelligent, very, very well spoken. You understand? But I do not think that the person you call sir, because first of all, if you call somebody sir, then you are giving the person a cane to whip you.
Senator Itagwe, let me ask you a question, a very direct question.
You understand? I'm not doubting what she's saying, but I'm saying that
it is very clear.
No. I'm not that, but I'm saying that it would not happen in the Senate.
In the Senate, it should.
You understand? And it should not happen in the Senate. And again, I'm not here to defend anybody. Yes. In politics, people joke and say things to each other. Yes. In politics, you touch a lot. You do things a lot. You understand? You understand? But I don't know. I think this thing, for me,
Senator,
my issue is that this lady, whatever it is, should be sorted out.
You think she has not handled it well? I think, do I interpret it well?
You understand?
I think that is your point.
Don't come here and sit on television and then, you come here to say that you are not a college girl. You are
so Senator, I don't want you.
By the time we get to Senate, you are qualified to be president of the country. By the time we get to Senate, you are qualified to be president of the country. And there are procedures that you must abide by the procedure. I'm a great fan of that lady, but I'm not a fan of any lady. Any lady. It's like you waking up tomorrow to say that Mr. Abasi is harassing you, so you cannot present.
I think she mentioned to me.
Yes.
So, ma'am, as a lady, as a woman, since you referred to me, there's no level at which we do not experience sexual harassment. You can choose to keep quiet about it, but I think
you're not keeping quiet. It's allowing it.
I know. I do think it's disrespectful to women who have the courage to come out to speak, to say that they were not sexually harassed because they reached a certain level.
Not at that
I'm just speaking from my perspective.
Not in the Senate. Not in the Senate chamber.
Let me play something and ask you a question, so that I don't misunderstand you. Your position is that you're not saying Senator Akpoti is lying. What you say is the way she's handling it is what you don't agree with.
I don't have any comment on whether she's lying or not.
Exactly.
Number one, the Senate President has the prerogative to allocate seats.
Yes.
So for me, please listen to me. You understand? If I come there, you say you have changed my seat, I go and take my seat.
The new seat.
You understand? I go and take my new seat. I was given in Akpabio when I was there, because I did not vote for a Senate President. You understand?
Yes.
My own was not sexual. I don't even allow it.
Anyway,
it's not allowed. You don't have the opportunity. You understand? I'm a civilized woman, so we know what to do by the time we get to that level. But when I was given that last house next to the bush, you understand, in Apo village, and I knew that happened because I did not vote
for that Senate President.
So I quickly went to Asoko and rented a house and moved out. Now another thing, when I wanted to come here during the last issue,
the night club,
my input was, what I was coming here to tell you was that if a senator, what we used to do in our time, if a senator raises his hand to speak, and you are not allowed to speak, what I used to do in our time was that I would simply walk out, take a bow, walk out of the Senate, and go out and call a press conference. I called the media and tell them what I wanted.
And daring the question, that's the question I wanted to ask you.
You have that power.
How will you handle it? That's the
in your hand. There's so much you can do. There's so much you can do.
But Senator Itagiwa, don't you think it's denigrating on a lot of women that speak up when they are being harassed sexually, that you just brushed it aside today and say once you get to a Senate level, no man can sexually harass? Hope you know.
No, you cannot, because it's not allowed.
Let me finish, ma.
I can advise the men how to avoid it.
Hope you know that there are women that are being raped in their marriages.
That's a different thing.
So if somebody, because she's a senator, is being sexually harassed, like she claimed,
you are there as one of the men.
No,
you understand? You don't give room to that.
In this case, Senator, let me finish.
Hold on,
please, let me finish. Please, I beg you. In this case, in this same Senate, we have seen how Ireti Kingibe has been treated. We have seen how other female senators have been denigrated. Yes. And Natasha Akpoti here, is saying that the reason why she's being treated that way because there was a prior case of sexual harassment. And what I read from what you are saying, Ma, is that once you get to a position of a senator in the country, you can't be sexually harassed. You two, you are a man, you should stand up to them.
No, I'm not saying don't put words
that she's being harassed.
I did not say that you are a man. Okay, I'm saying that when you get to that chamber of 109 people, you are a person.
Yeah,
you understand? And you are one of the people. Because what favor are you asking for? You all want election to be there. You want to put your issue in the other paper. You put it and it will appear on the other paper.
Can I just ask
you don't have to.
Can I ask
in politics, my dear, when I go for meetings and they want to do fundraising,
yes, ma'am.
You see, because that's what women do. Because you let them, look at you as a weaker sex. So you say that if you want to do fundraising, say, okay, we are trying to raise 10 million. Itagiwa will raise me and say, okay, out of that 10 million, I want to give 3 million.
Yes.
Because I will not give you opportunity, because we are together.
Yes,
there are ways that we are for such a pretty intelligent girl. Okay. You don't allow it. Okay. In my 32 years, I've never been made passat.
Okay, great. Okay, so ma'am,
in my 32 years,
round off now.
Because it's not allowed.
What you're saying is quite a
Do
revelation.
not allow it. And people joke a lot. In politics, there's a lot of people joke a lot.
Yes,
people hold each other's hand. People can say that, okay, do you have nicknames that we call each other?
Okay. All right, let me just ask you a question for the girls that are watching and the women that are watching. You said that there's a way...
Women should protect themselves. So you understand? Women should carry themselves and you don't allow it.
You said that there's a way...
You can send a message that don't come here.
Yes, I want you to talk to them. You said that there's a way, so we don't know the way. Because we are still sexually harassed. So since you know the way that it is, that so that you avoid it, can you share with the women who are watching with us, who are at that level, who are still being intimidated, but what to do?
I feel for the young girls in the universities and who are growing up. But what I'm saying today is that by the time you grow up and decide to be a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you must have built so much confidence in yourself.
Okay, so it's lack of
you
confidence
understand?
that makes it-
Yes,
that-
yeah,
that
you
makes
understand?
it-
You
that
understand?
makes-
Yeah,
okay,
you
all
must
right,
have.
so that's
No. Why are you talking like that?
No, I mean, is it lack of confidence
You
that
understand?
makes her?
No, don't, I understand English like you do.
No,
you
but
understand? I'm
is-
saying that as a woman,
I think this is really
you
an
understand?
important point.
Can
Yes,
I make
ma'am.
my point?
Yes,
please.
please.
You must have built so much confidence in yourself. Do you know what it is for you to win election to get to Senate? You struggle like a man. You were not given the mandate. That girl won election. That girl lost election. That girl went to court and fought and got to Senate. So by the time you get there, you have as much authority as the other men have.
And so that
you don't look at
excludes you
yourself.
from sexual harassment.
For me, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but my personal opinion is that at that stage in the Senate, if you come and say that somebody is sexually harassing you, it's a weakness.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I think you made your point to
Because
us
you
today.
you make yourself unapproachable.
All right. But I think that's
You understand? You don't let anybody take you around and show you another. You don't allow it. You make yourself unapproachable in the midst of men. I've been in the midst of men all my life.
All right.
You understand? And
So
nobody.
confidence
Yes.
and being unapproachable.
Yes.
Is that a third thing?
Of course, you make yourself unapproachable.
Unapproachable.
Okay.
Because you all won election, you have a right. Your issue must be in the other paper.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not.
I might sound stupid with this, but
Yes.
how does a good-looking woman like Natasha make herself unapproachable by men?
I don't think when I was in the Senate,
ugly.
I'm still not ugly, even as some.
How does a good-looking woman make
I like
unattractive
that
to
girl
men?
too much.
Yes.
You understand? And if all of you want to be honest, why would you go to the point of saying your husband went to beg for your other people to be in the DC? For goodness sake, do you know what it is to? The point I'm making, please. Do you know what it is for a woman to win election to get to Senate?
No, I know, but I'm just asking
You
you.
go and exercise your rights,
so we have to
and then
go. We have to wrap
don't
up now.
allow it. You're unapproachable. You are
Yes.
here for business.
Okay, we're out of
You understand?
time.
If you touch my hand, hello, hi, how are you? You
We're out of
drop your
time now.
hand.
He's
Why
been
do you
talking
allow?
senator Igiwa's hand.
Yes,
We're out of time. We're out of time now.
If it isn't touch, it doesn't mean
Okay,
you're
thank you
cheating.
so much, ma'am. It's a very
You know-
serious sexual harassment.
Is
a
there?
very
Is there? With
serious
the person, I have a
issue.
foundation. I fight
Yes.
it.
Okay, fantastic.
You understand? At that
Thank
level,
you
children.
so much, ma'am.
You
It's a
understand?
serious issue,
But
and I
not in
think
the
that
Senate.
there will
The
be
Senate,
broader
when you
conversation.
get to Senate, you
Yes.
are all the same thing.
All right.
If
I'm
the
su-
Senate president touches you and
Thank
talks
you
to
so
you,
much, ma'am.
you are greeting and talking.
Thank you.
Yes,
I'm sure
that's
some
all.
people would have something to say about that, especially women at that level who still consistently get
No,
harassed by
women
men.
should not allow at that level. We should
right.
fight for our children in school. Natasha and I should be fighting
All right.
for
Thank
the
you.
children in universities.
Thank
You
you.
understand?
Yeah.
Not in the Senate.
Thank you so much, ma'am.